Welcome to the Inner Darlings YouTube channel. My name is Nele Falize and this is day 25 of my NaNoWriMo challenge. Another day of over 1900 words, which, as I've said before, is my goal of between 1800 words and 2000 words a day. And I'm greatly on track on making my 50,000 words mark for NaNoWriMo. It's very satisfying to know that I'm so close and that the end is in sight is actually starting to become a little bit sad while also very happy. Bittersweet, I think the word is. Yes, bittersweet. It's been one hell of a ride. I have gone through so much this month, and although it's not over yet, I am so surprised that I actually managed to get here. I wasn't certain if I was going to last. I wasn't certain if I wouldn't break down halfway through or near the end, and I'm just so happy that I'm capable of keeping on going. Writing is one of the things that I've always wanted to do, but I never felt as if I had the permission to do so. People keep telling you to do it on the side as a hobby, but if it's not a hobby, you shouldn't treat it as such. And I cannot imagine myself as something else but a writer, no matter how hard I try to learn something else or how much time I've spent in the past seeing if there's not another option out there in the world for me. It's like denying what you're meant to be. I knew from a very young age that I wanted to write, yet I was told that I shouldn't be, and that got me confused a lot. It's natural to trust on the adults around you who are in a position of authority because you have no reason not to. They provide for you, they care for you, and they're supposed to actually care, like emotionally. But most of the times people think only of themselves, of what they want for you and how they want it for you. And they kind of forget that you might have different opinions about that. I understand that taking a risk is scary, but that does not mean that it's the same for everybody. I'd rather risk and fail than not have tried at all. And that's a lesson I want to give to my child, to my son, that he can risk something and fail. If he risks and succeeds, even better. And I have risked and failed a lot of things. Why? Because it wasn't meant to be. And that sounds very wishy-washy, very vague, but meant to be means more than just some form of destiny. It means that your heart wasn't truly in it. I kept coming back to writing, not because I think writing is the art, is the most superior thing in the art world, but because it's my talent. It's what I have been given and what I'm good at. I'm good at making sentences from words, then paragraphs, then scenes, then chapters, and so on. That's what I'm good at. I've wished oh so often, really oh so often, that I could draw. Because when I imagine what I could do when I draw, that's amazing. But I can't. I just don't have the innate sense for drawing, which means that if I truly wanted to draw, if that was something that I wanted to do, that I would have to apply myself very hard. I'd have to learn things that to certain people come far more easy. And you might wonder, how do I know this? Well, I happen to have a husband who can draw a line without squiggly, without cards or anything, without breaking it, without going off the page or out of bounds. He can draw a circle as if it's easy, and he does not have the experience of drawing a lot. He can sketch and give me something presentable where I'd be busy an hour and I'd still have nothing. I don't believe that talent is everything in the world. But seeing as I do have a talent for words and a passion for writing, a desire to write, I believe that I should use that which draws me in. I could force myself to learn another art for an entire lifetime, and there would be nothing wrong with that. Only if it isn't at the price of losing something else. I want to tell my stories more than anything. I might even consider myself more of a storyteller than a writer in the long run. Because in truth, it does not matter a lot to me in which format my stories get out there. And maybe that makes me a little bit less passionate than others. Maybe that makes me a little bit less of an artful person. But I know that writing is what I can do to bring my stories out. And seeing as they're my stories, nobody else can do it. Thusly, they are meant to be written. They are meant to be in words. And that's also the reason I chose to write in English for this challenge. I wanted to see if I could think as clearly in English as I do in Dutch. And it's been going great. Over 1900 words in an hour is a good achievement, writing in a language that's not my native tongue. There used to be a time where I thought I was more proficient in English than in Dutch, but with the coming of my son, I've learned that that's not true. I just had the habit of using more English than Dutch for a particular period in my life, because all the media that I was invested in, like movies, series, books that I was reading, people that I was meeting, games that I was playing, they were all in English. So it's natural that I would be a lot more busy with that language at a certain point than I was with my own native tongue. But when it came down to it, when it comes to raising my son, I do notice I get back to my native language, which is Flemish for me. So it is, to me, quite the achievement that I am actually succeeding in writing in English. And in hopes of doing so, in the hopes of reaching more people when I get through my first novel. Thank you for listening. If you like, give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, go to my website innerdarlings.com, and I will see you next time.